Eric Lanask here in Miami, Florida. We're at ITEXPO. On the program with me today is Tim Moynihan from Dialogic. Tim, great to have you on the program.
Eric, great to be here.
So I guess first and foremost, congratulations back at Dialogic, and I guess for just a very short time.
I'm beginning my third week, and it's a great place to do it here in Miami Beach. So it's been a great show. It's really great to reconnect with a lot of people. It's been a fun week.
Oh, good. Again, congratulations. An exciting time to be at Dialogic and with a lot of things that you've kind of got your teams working on.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's what brought me back. Some of the investments made in some of the technology, both for the service provider space and some of the things like NFV and WebRTC. Some of these things have been, going well for Dialogic in the industry. As the industry's maturing, it's really fun place to be right now.
So let's start. You mentioned NFV. Let's start with that. Really seems like it's starting to grow up or emerge, mature a little bit. Seeing a lot more than just sort of posturing and
Sure.
theorizing about NFV.
Yeah, absolutely. We have at Dialogic a number of customers who are at different phases of deployment, whether in proof of concepts or in actual deployments. So they're looking to bring together solutions that are on a virtualized, open-based platform that they can really drive differentiation, drive business, and keep down costs. And also remain agile and flexible to be able to build these apps. And we're seeing it across the world. Dialogic's selling. We have sales offices around the world, and we're seeing this deployment happening around the world. So it's just not a North American-centric thing going on.
Now, how are these deployments taking place? Are they are customers replacing existing technology, or are they using the virtualized stuff to supplement what they've already got?
In some cases, in some regions of the world, as demand for services grows, they're augmenting. And in other cases, they are replacing to age-out equipment and things like that. So a lot of different objectives that these guys, the service providers, are having as they approach NFV. So it's the range of things you'd think, and we're seeing it across the world. Different regions where maybe South America, Africa, some of these places which are really exploding with mobile usage and things like that. Those regions are augmenting and building out. In other regions, more mature regions, are looking to replace aging equipment.
How long until we get to a point where virtualization is something that the service providers have got to do in order to keep pace with their competitors? Right now it's you get the sense that it's still some of the early adopters trying it out. Said some still in proof of concepts, but eventually we're going to get to a point where you've got to be doing it.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of back in the old days of the VoIP industry, where there were a number of proof of concepts. It began to happen. It continues to be happening today. There's a long tail to its implementation. But I think we're going to start seeing some significant announcements this year about some significant deployments across the world. And I think they'll continue to build and accelerate in the coming years. So it's hard to say exactly which year, but I think it's happening. We're beginning to see some deployments beginning this year. I think looking forward to talking about. Good.
Well, we'll certainly look forward to hearing about them.
Yeah.
The other thing you mentioned was WebRTC, and on, I guess, a similar hype cycle, but further back in that hype cycle, but it seems possibly on a different curve as far as where it's going to end up. Still seeing a lot of talk around WebRTC, but I think the conversation has kind of mellowed, if you will, from where a lot of people initially thinking it was going to be much more dominant force much more rapidly than it is turning out to be.
I think similarly to the VoIP era, if you will, there was a lot of exuberance, excitement about the technology. There were hackathons, and we've participated in them and those kind of things. And people are starting to really figure out what value it brings because and how to deliver it. And I think what companies are facing is, this is really cool technology. We need to have it. The other guy's going to have it and differentiate the customer experience based on this. But they're trying to figure out how to bring it into their existing infrastructure. How do you provide a gateway, in a technical term, or a bridge into the existing legacy SIP infrastructure or other type of infrastructure that provides customer care and some other applications? So I think that's where we are kind of now. Is we kind of know, we've got some of the browser issues and things like that, but we've got to figure out how to bridge into the existing legacy infrastructure that. Contact center agent or a CSR can actually help and support a customer.
And I think that's sort of the part of the conversation that initially was skipped or overlooked by some of the market, thinking, oh, you know what, WebRTC is going to come in and replace all that stuff.
Right.
Where I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be a piece of that infrastructure.
Right. I was on a panel yesterday here at ITEXPO, and somebody asked me, is it really going to happen? And my response was, of course it's going to happen. It's a matter of when, not if. I mean, it's going to happen, and people are going to figure this out. Mm-hmm. And it's another technology that allows customers to connect with companies and companies to connect with customers in a very intimate, face-to-face way, particularly with the video dimension of it and things like that. So it's going to happen, and it's going to happen. But as I said, you've got to have the ability to bridge into, take input from different devices, different coders, and bridge into the existing network, and vice versa.
You've got a number of customers who have some sort of WebRTC projects in the works, right?
Yes, we have a number of customers. We've got a couple guys on the team. We've got development staff dedicated to this, to making sure that again you can do the things that we expect companies will want to do with WebRTC. So, well,
that's very exciting. I think to me, one of the most exciting things and interesting things about WebRTC is where we're going to see how people implement WebRTC. What are the innovative ways that they're going to implement WebRTC in their various business models?
Absolutely, and I mean, I think the model is to provide a framework, API level access to this, and really unleash some of the creativity that's in the world and with the development environment, developers to actually build these type of things. So we can sit here and talk about, I can sit here and talk about legacy things, but there's so many things that can be happening that I can't even envision right now that somebody real smart is going to figure it out.
Good. Well, look forward to hearing more about that as well in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Tim, great to have you on the show. Again, congratulations. Great to have you back at ITEXPO.
Yeah. Eric, thanks so much. Great to be here.